Oh
by
no,
Bobby.
we've made a change in schedule.
Oh,
So I'm gonna say a few words before we introduce our next thing. But
great.
what I do want to talk, let everybody know out there that's tuning in. I don't know if you can exactly feel like what it feels like to be here. Um, whoa, it's it's been years of doing this, and my whole my whole life of doing this. What I really always wanted was to see what's happening here and to see these kids excited about life and sober and excited about life is the ultimate like thing, and it's happening here. And what's happening is creation. And as I got here, something really showed up when I got to this house, and what I came to the realization is these kids have a lot of the kids. I didn't see it at the big house. I didn't see it generally as close as I got to see it here, but there was this huge strategy of being a victim to life, and it was one that was adopted at maybe an early age by a lot of kids, maybe somebody including myself, older addicts, younger addicts. It's this way that somebody can kind of be in a stalemate in their life and kind of be stagnant and kind of just not happy and not doing good and failing in a lot of the things that they do, failing in their relationships, failing in their jobs, failing in life in general, but then always having a good reason why it wasn't their fault. And when we put this curriculum down and we began to work, one of the major things that I wanted to transition it to was we created the tagline, you know, creating leaders, not victims. And when I say leaders, I think people sometimes think that you got to have a following, or you got to have a group, or you got to have to lead. You must have a group of people that are following you around or something like that. But it's just not. That's not just what we mean by leadership. What we mean by leadership is creativity and being able to be caused in the matter of their own life, to be able to be caused in the matter of relationships, to be able to make a difference in their environment, to be able to light people up, to be able to say, hey, this, if this makes you happy, this was inside me and it was positive, so I put it out in the world, and you go ahead and take a look, and not to be afraid to do that. And I think that I really figured out here, if these kids could get onto this idea of putting what's inside them that's positive out into the world, they would be able to stay clean. And it's starting to happen here, and every day is exciting here. You know, just just some examples of just today. We have been editing movies, we've been editing film, they've been investigating and looking up new camera equipment. I had somebody just tell me today that they went, and this isn't something that addicts usually do in a house, make it better. They usually make it worse if you're in addicts. And today, so one of the tenants here told me that the clients here came and told me that they turned up the hot water heater. That doesn't seem like very much. But they went in and they looked at a problem, and he went in and he turned up the hot water heater, and he said your water heater was set too low, so I turned it up, and all of a sudden now I have better hot water in the house. And those kind of things, just is movies are happening and things are getting fixed, and we're moving forward in life, and relationships are happening, and people are talking about their futures, and people are excited about it. And it's happening in this house every day, and it raises the energy and the vibration of this house to another level every day here, without me prompting it, without anything. This group of people here wakes themselves up at 6:30. Somebody's already cooking breakfast at 6. There's a first wake up call at 6:30, and by 7:45 by 6:45 the house is awake before I get up. And sometimes I'm awake with them, but sometimes I'm not. And it doesn't matter either way. We don't need to prompt it. So it's just really satisfying to see this group doing what they're doing. And tonight we have Bobby and Kyle, who are over here, and they have kind of coined this thing called Silver Spoons Productions, and Travis has joined them, and they've all three kind of teamed up, and they kind of spend their days creating. And tonight I'm going to show you their first creation, and we're going to introduce their first short film that they made. this week. And so we will now, Silver Spoons Productions presents, and Travis is going to show you the film.
We all need to unmute and clap.
I'm so dying. Okay. So let me say real quick before you resume is I had to pause the recording on this Zoom during that. And so if you were not here live, you did not see what just happened because of the copyright. It will not let me upload this to like YouTube for people to watch. So I had to pause that out. But oh my gosh, that was so awesome, guys. Go ahead, Art.
So that's just kind of the taste of what they're up to, and you know what they're doing with their time, and that was all their idea. They put me up to it. I didn't. So
that was amazing work.
Yeah.
I wish I could capture all the faces watching that. I wish there were a way for you guys to be able to view these 55 different screens and everybody watching that. That was so much fun. I have the best seat in the house being able to see everybody. That was so fun.
Well, maybe somebody out there wants to comment right now on the video.
Yeah, if you do, please unmute yourself and please. Oh. Was that a stay away from the ladies, Bobby?
Yeah, that was peak bait. They have a new segment called Bobby Buys Stuff, I guess. Okay.
So we're filming a segment. It's going to come soon. It's called Bobby Buys Stuff. It's where Bobby buys stuff. And he's famous, right? Like world famous for buying stuff and losing his vape. Like in the mall, people come up and they're like, "Bobby, where's your jewel?" And he's like, "I don't know." Yeah. And then like he buys a shirt. Like that's what we're gonna do with that.
And we had to keep the girls away from him because they all know who he is.
Yeah, they're like, "Bobby, you're here in real life."
Yeah.
This is Bobby's mama, as Tracy raising her hand to say something. She's healing from a surgery right now, so she's tuning in from bed. Tracy, can we hear you this time?
I hope so. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yay! Bobby fixed it for me today. Thank you, Bobby. I just wanted to say he's been that way his entire life. If you hand him a shoe, he can set it down 20 seconds later and be like, "Where's my shoes?" It's always there. Love you anyway, but you got, or have I not always said that? Love you. You guys did a great job on the video.
Really, really good.
Love you too, Mom. Thank you. Miss you.
Bye.
Oh, we can't hear you. You're muted.
Oh,
Travis.
there you go.
There we go.
Hi, my name's Kirsten. I have a sister who's currently recovering, and I just was popping in. This is my first time ever coming in here, and I just really appreciated the video. It's really funny because I can't tell you how many times one of my siblings has texted me and did that exact same thing. But unfortunately, I have to hop off. I have to get back to work. Thank you guys so much, and I hope you have a good evening.
Great, great. You can watch the rest of the recording later. I'm glad you got to see the piece that you wouldn't be able to. Nice to meet you, Kirsten. Have a good night. All right. Oh, you're muted again. I don't know why it did that again, but Travis, you're muted again. There we go. All right, we're good.
Are we ready to go?
Yes, we're ready.
How's my sound?
Your sound's perfect, it sounds like. If that changes, I'll let you know.
Okay, so for years we've been, this is kind of it's been every week, just kind of a new era or a new investigative topic, a topic that we go into, and it kind of bounces all around. And we did that for a lot of years. And as we got to this house and we begin to build this program, as the kids are learning here and as we're going through this, I've just been able and a little bit more structured in the way that I'm teaching. So we developed this model, and and this is the ultimate thing that we're working off here. And it says that we have a practice and we have a game, and the practice is mindfulness, and the game, or we practice our values, and we practice mindfulness, and we play the game of relationship. And so every week we're kind of stemming off this tree. We're kind of putting new branches on it, and we're beginning to build. And this week we've been talking about the game. And when we say the game here, what we mean is the game of relationship. And it's in this recovery thing. Me and several people that I discussed this with, and just like you heard with Evan a couple weeks ago, understanding that the truth is that what we're recovering from is all of our relations and how we begin to relate. Like, I wouldn't say normal people, but to begin to relate with people in a different way. And all of you are tuning in because what we're talking about is solutions, but what we're really talking about is solutions to the game. What we're all sitting here talking about is relationship. What we're talking about is, how do I relate with my mother better? How do I relate with my sister better? How do I connect my family? How do I relate with my addict? How do I relate with my boss? How do I relate with my coworkers? How do I relate with my kid that's 3 that I'm trying to relate with? And so, talking about the game this week, we've kind of went down and stemmed down this tree, and I want to use this visual to teach off of, and just kind of go down and show it to you what we're working on here, and also give everybody just a glimpse of what goes on here and the work that we're doing, because I want people to understand it. And if you want to get a deeper view of it, you got to sign up for coaching, or you got to come here, because it's not all available. I'm just giving you like the broad strokes of what we're doing here, and it gets deep. And actually, like Silver Spoons Productions, the guys that are doing that here, what their goal really was in starting this was they wanted to get the deeper stuff out. Bobby and Kyle talked to me about how they want to produce the group after the group, and about what happens here, not at 8:30 when this is all done, but what's happening here at 10 at night. What's happening here when they ask me deeper questions, and we go from about 10 till midnight or 10 till 11:30 and sit around this house and discuss this stuff, or when we wake up at 7:30 and we just continue to talk until 9:30. And that's the kind of stuff that they want to see the underneath. But if you really want to get a glimpse of it, you're going to have to join us and come here and see what kind of work we're doing in this basement and this kind of laboratory. And each one of these guys is kind of helping me contribute to this teaching model, and we're building it as we go. It's all stuff that I have been involved with, and I've taught each one of these pieces, but we've never put it together in this puzzle. So the tagline says, creating leaders, not victims. And I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you the exact formula for someone to switch their life. The dial, the tune, how somebody would go from a victim to a leader in one day. And when I say leader, I want to make sure that everybody understands I'm not talking about a person that you don't necessarily have to be a person that has everyone following you. You don't have to be a person that has a huge group that they have to get teamwork done with. You can just be a human being that is raising a kid. You can be a human being that just has a wife or a spouse. You can be single, wanting to have a few friends. It doesn't have to be anything other than that. And so what we're suggesting is the first thing about relationship, the first thing that you need to determine when entering a relationship is you need to determine what the value of the thing that you're going to relate with is, or the person that you're going to relate with. And that's the first step. And that's whether you're going to go to a restaurant and be in a relationship with a restaurant, whether you're going to buy I always claim my coffee cup has great values. And this coffee cup I've been in a relationship with for 2 years. I trust the relationship. I have a deep commitment to this relationship because this coffee cup has great value to it. It does its job. It does its job, and it never lets it down. It believes in its word. And so as you go down there and determine first, and what I'm suggesting is, if you determine that the thing that you're going to relate with, or the person you're going to relate with, doesn't have value, doesn't stand for anything, doesn't have honesty, that you can't trust it, something along those lines, you should consider termination of the relationship immediately. And look and say, maybe this is a person, or maybe this is a business, or maybe this is a restaurant, or maybe this is a cup that I don't want to be in a relationship with. And so that's the first thing we do. The next step says, if I determine that I share values with this person. What is that noise? Ange, can we see who's unmuted?
Yes. That's good, right? Go ahead.
Maybe. Okay. So the next thing is we decide we're going to be in this relation. And what I mean by a relationship is that I'm going to relate to something. I'm going to have a space between me and something. And when we determine what a relationship is, what we're saying, it's the space between. A relationship is the space between me and something. It's not the something. It's the space between me and something. And it's the understanding that there's this space between me and this thing, which then puts me in a relationship with it. I am in relation with this group right now because there's space between me and it, but I'm in a relationship with this group. And so to understand the next thing is to start understanding commitment. As somebody starts understanding commitment, and the next thing to do is say, I commit to this relationship. Then I want people to understand, and we're trying to get it across here, that I am what relationship is. So what does that mean? It means that most people, they say, I am unfulfilled in my relationships, which means the relationship is unfulfilling. They say, I'm unhappy in this relationship, which means the relationship is unhappy. They say, I'm not having enough love in this relationship, therefore there's not enough love in this relationship. So I'm suggesting something. I'm suggesting just by the way that I am, just by what I say I am, determines the relationship. Just saying I am happy in the relationship ensures that I am happy in the relationship. I am what relationship is. I am happy in the relationship, therefore the relationship is happy. I am fulfilled in this relationship, therefore the relationship is fulfilling. I am healthy in this relationship, therefore the relationship is healthy, and on and on and on. And so that means that's responsibility. Getting to that level of responsibility that I see I am what the relationship is. Has nothing to do with the other person. It just has to do with what I am. If I am happy, the relationship is happy. That's simple. And I can just say it. I can just say, if I am committed to this relationship, therefore I am committed to this relationship. And then we go down and we see the next thing that happens after commitment. And we suggest that we're committed to a relationship. The next thing that will show up is a complaint. So as we're going along and something happens, and what'll come up in our head is you should, or excuse me, they should be something they're not. They should. How come they're like this? Why are they like this? So generally, what will show up first after we commit to a relationship, after we begin moving forward and trying to eliminate space, after we try to make a difference, after we try to be cause in the matter and say, I'm going to be cause in the matter of the relationship between me and my boss, or me and my mother, or me and my son, or me and my boyfriend, what'll show up next is a complaint. Now, when that complaint shows up, you have a dial. And this is the exact moment. The moment the complaints show up in our head is the moments we can transition from a victim to a leader. So the moment now that we as a leader look at a complaint, stop ourselves with a mindfulness breath, we take a breath, we sit there, the complaint shows up, and we ask, what do we want in the relationship? We now look and we turn that complaint into an opportunity, into a strategy, into an area of creation. How can I create an approach to make the relationship more improved? How can I seek understanding of this human being? How can I actually be a better person that can relate to this person better? How do I look at myself? How do I now look at myself and see what it is that I need to do? And so this is a dial. It's right there. Right when the complaint shows up is where the rubber meets the road. That is the pivot point. The people that will take, and this opportunity happens every day, and it happens 100 times a day. In your head, a complaint happens 100 times a day. And people would rather, for the most part, most people have learned that they can no longer make an impact in their environment, that they are a reaction to it, and they are a victim to it. And they have learned that complaining and being a victim is just as satisfied as making a difference. It's just as satisfying to them. So people have adopted this strategy of being a victim in all of their relationships, a victim to the clerk at the store, a victim to the bank teller, a victim to traffic, a victim to other drivers, a victim to their boss, a victim to T-Mobile, a victim to any restaurant they go to, a victim to their husband, a victim to their kids, a victim to their coworkers. And people live this way all day. And it's a very, very, very solid strategy to never win in your life and to never make a difference, but look good doing it, because nothing is your fault. And this strategy is what I saw very, very clearly being used by people who came to me. A solid strategy to have utter, complete bankruptcy happening in your life, emotional, financial, spiritual, but yet be proud of yourself, yet feel okay with how things are going, because we're able to soothe ourselves with our righteous complaints about how things aren't our fault. And I say that there is just a dial there that can be turned just a little ways, that if we started looking at our complaints like an opportunity, if we started having our complaints show up, and as soon as they showed up in our head, why'd she do that to me? Why are they doing this? How come my boss doesn't value me? You see right there, that is a great one. How come my boss doesn't value me? That sounding like a complaint makes you a victim. My boss doesn't value me. But when you turn it into a fact, you become a leader. So all you have to do is just turn the dial into how you say it. And so it goes from how come my boss doesn't value me to a good, solid question to ask yourself. How come my boss doesn't value me? No, I mean, really, how come he doesn't? Fact is, he doesn't value me. How come he doesn't? And to turn that dial right there and figure out why you're not being valued is creative, it's powerful, it's strategic. It actually then lends to you having to be better as a human being. And it doesn't matter, that's leadership. That is responsibility. And so seeing it very clearly that without playing the game of relationship, you will never get to the point where you can go from a victim to a leader. You will never get to the point where you could actually make a difference in your own life. And you won't be required to be better until that point shows up. You imagine a world that you could be better in if you had no complaints? If you had no complaints in your head, it would never even dawn on you that the world needed to be better or that you needed to be better. You would just go on blissfully. So I'm suggesting that each time throughout your day, it goes from a complaint to practicing acceptance, to stating the thing factually, and to moving forward into creativity and seeking understanding of the situation. And with this formula, we actually have a practical way, a practical step work way of going right from a victim to a leader and taking responsibility for our own life and actually making a difference in each one of our relationships. So we're working on that here. It's built down even lower. And if you want to get more into it, and I know the moms group is into it and looking at it and talking about it, and that's good. And we just want more people talking about the model. And I really want to get into these topics of how this happened in our life. Do you know, when we were 5, 6, 7, 8 years old as kids, we were never victims. You know, we were leaving ourselves out there. We were giving relationships everything we had. We didn't talk about our friends' problems and talk about our friends with negativity. We didn't use our friends' problems for our own gain. You know, one of our friends at 8 was suffering. We went and put our arms around him. You know, nowadays, if one of our friends is suffering, we go put our arms around him, but then we go talk shit about him afterwards and tell everyone what a pussy they are or whatever we got to say about them. And that's because we begin to protect ourselves. We begin to live a life of looking good. We begin to live a life of not my fault. We begin to live a life of, yes, I'm failing, but it was somebody else's fault, so therefore I didn't even fail. And now we're having to rebuild from that. We're having to rebuild from this strategy of being a victim. We're having to rebuild and say, hey, look, wait, I can create again. I can be open. I can be vulnerable. I can put myself out there. I can make a video, put it out online, and I can let it be judged. I can bring what's positive inside of me, and I can give it to the world rather than putting out that shit about your complaints. Like as if anybody gives a shit about your complaints. And actually then to just see this opportunity on a minute by minute basis. When you begin to see your complaints like a racket, when you begin to see your complaints like, something you don't want to see, and you begin to change that and turn that into an opportunity, moment by moment, life will slow down for you. Life will slow down to the pace in which it's operating. And actually, you won't be in a world of complaining for an hour about something. You will breathe and you'll see the opportunity to create. Your complaints are the opportunity. Your complaints are showing you where you need to improve. It's all day, every day. When you're sitting there judging how the teller's doing the job at the bank because it's taking you an extra 3 minutes and you're complaining in your head, breathe. Enjoy that moment. Learn to understand that person. Learn to not be a victim of the bank. Be actually expanding in these moments. When you see traffic, don't be a victim to traffic. Enjoy the moment. When your boss doesn't value you, your coworkers aren't respecting you, say this: my coworkers aren't respecting me. What do I need to do to be respected? Don't say it like a complaint. Don't say it like you're a victim. Everyone here, oh, nobody at my work is doing a good job. Okay. What are you trying to tell me? So in each of these instances, it's this thing that we've adopted, this craziness that in America right now, people love being a victim. They love it. And we have a culture right now of two people. Predominantly our society is separated by victims and heroes. And all the heroes are trying to save all the victims. All the heroes need the victims so they can do for them. So there's all these heroes wanting to save drug addicts. All these heroes wanting to stick up for everybody. All these victims wanting to be a victim. And that's what our society is sick. Because in a society that works for everybody, in a system that works like this house, which is working, the motto here is do your part. Stand up. Don't complain. Provide. Bring to the table. Do your part. It's beautiful. They all get together here now. They got together in their own groups. All the clients meet without me at 1:00, and they've gotten together and they've kind of created that motto here, do your part. So each room is divided into when they have to do their cooking and when they have to do their cleaning. And they did it on their own. And they're requiring of it each other. And they're saying there's no one here that's sicker than anyone. No one here needs to be coddled. No one here needs to be sympathized with. Everybody needs to be pushed and told to do their part and be responsible. It's really beautiful. It's beautiful to see. It's beautiful to see everybody say, nah, man, you don't get to sleep in. What are you, sick or something? Get up. And that's what's needed. This idea that it's needed in the society right now. Why are we catering to everybody? Why can't people do their part? I don't care that they're on drugs. They're criminals. Criminals need to be in jail. Whatever you think. Why can't people do their part? Why are we creating victims and why are we allowing it? And why do people love it so much? Why do people love complaining all day, every day? And if you watch MSNBC and Fox, you will see our political leaders whining about each other, complaining, being victims to each other. Where do we think we get it from? There's no leadership there. Leadership is about when you stop being a victim and you say, you know what I want to do? I want to enroll and inspire. That's what's happening on Tuesday night. People are coming because they're enrolled and inspired, and you guys are doing that. Travis is enrolling and inspiring. That video enrolled and inspired. Kyle's comedy enrolls and inspires. So what happened to truth about that? What happened to enrolling and inspiring people? Where is the leadership? Instead, it's whining and complaining, using other people's problems, pointing out other people's problems for your own gain. Let me just tell you, I don't have any ideas, by the way. I'll just tell you why the other guy's idea sucks. I'll just do that. I don't have any ideas. I'm not an idea man. I'm just really good at pointing out how shitty the Republicans are. Good for you. And that's what's going on. What about your ideas? And we're also talking about creation, not just leadership, but creation. Creation meaning that putting out a song to the world. That's leadership. It's saying, here, enroll, listen to this. This is good. This is positive. Painting something. You know, taking care of your yard. Taking care of your yard is leadership. Look around the neighborhood. Look at the guy who's trimmed and manicured and got all the weeds out of his bark, and it looks beautiful. He's looking at the neighborhood and he goes, there, that's my creation. You're welcome. And then look at the other guy. He's got the beat down, broke down cars in his thing with the flat tire and the donuts on the thing. That's a victim. You go and ask him why he's got a car that doesn't run, no tabs, and the flat tire. And he's going to tell you it's not his fault. He's going to tell you somebody screwed him. But you go to the guy that got his yard manicured, and he's going to be taking responsibility for his life and his relationships. And that's what we're talking about. So questions, comments, anything you don't understand about our module that we're working on, and getting people to understand this module, getting it out to whoever you need to get it out to, and seeing that maybe in your life you haven't been very responsible for your relationships. Maybe you've blamed your relationships on the other person. Maybe you are unhappy in your relationship, therefore the relationship is unhappy, and maybe it has something to do with you. And maybe you've gotten this strategy really going on that's good about how you like to be a victim and complain all day. You know, it does feel good. I'll grant you that. I get into it too. It feels tremendous to go out to lunch and talk about some other person and complain about what a piece of shit they are all day. It feels real good. And I get it. It's probably my favorite topic, the bad people. I like it too. But at some point, you know, in every relationship that we're committed to, the complaint will show up, and we might play a victim for a second, but it's if you can dial it back over. If you can see it, if you can have humility and you can bring it back over and you can say, wait, I'm playing a victim here. I'm going to create, I'm going to make it better. I'm going to be causing the matter. I'm going to be a better human being because of this relationship. I'm going to test my abilities, not wait for them to change. So go ahead, Ange.
Oh, there we go. Okay, everybody. So the way that you talk is you raise your hand. There's a raise your hand feature and you get in line. So there's a raise your hand feature on your device. If you can't figure that out, you can unmute yourself and get my attention. You can raise your arms, get my attention. However, there are multiple screens, so I can't see everybody. And so you just got to be patient and hang in there. We want to get to everybody. We also want to, meet any new people out there and say hello. So any questions about the topic tonight, any comments about the topic tonight, anybody struggling out there that need a coaching moment, any guests that are new, all of it is welcomed. So we want to hear from everybody. And then I'm also going to, when I have a moment, I'm going to compile everybody that has already sent me a text. I'm going to compile the answers in a poll. There's a new poll feature on this Zoom that we're going to try out for the first time tonight. And so I'll work on that when Art's talking for a little bit next, when I can switch screens and do that. So anybody who's already texted me is going to get in on it. And so if you still have an answer, text me now so you get in, because about 5 minutes from now, it'll be too late to get your answers in. All right, who's next? Oh, let's see. We've got the arrow going on. Is that Jeff?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So take a good look at, can we zoom in on Jeff one more time? Take a good look at Jeff. And the contest tonight is the best nickname for Jeff. And then I'm going to pop them all up and everybody can vote. Beautiful. All right. Who's new out there? Let me remove this. Let's take a stroll through the gallery here. Who do we got out there? Who's got some questions? You know, there were a lot of questions last week in Mom's Group. And so anybody that doesn't know about Mom's Group, every Wednesday at 11 a.m., we have a 1 hour coffee with each other on Zoom. It's an opportunity for us all to connect, get to know each other, process and discuss the topic from the night before. The two things, Art, that was most questioned last week was like, we want more information about values. Like, how do we create values in the family? What does that look like? What specifically are some values to create with our loved ones in recovery? And then the other question was, can you elaborate more on what does it mean to be cause in the matter? Like, what does that term mean? That was confusing for some people. And so we talked a bit about that. And I told them that I would bring that up every week, and anything that's predominantly kind of in question, you know, I would bring up during solution groups. So maybe we can elaborate just a little bit. And there's our little Battlefield Moms, let's see, Battlefield Moms little picture there. So every Wednesday, 11 a.m., if you don't already have the Zoom link, you can text me or Kristen and get that. And then it's the same every week. So once you have the link for that, you'll have it. So moms, join us Wednesdays, 11 a.m.
I think anything outside of blame, anything outside of complaint, anything outside of victim would leave you causing the matter. And causing the matter is, I can make a difference in the relationship. I can make a difference in my own life. You know, one of the ways we talk about causing the matter here is that, you know, sometimes if maybe I'm not here or something, somebody would have. I'm getting reverb. Jeff needs to mute himself. We good? Okay, we good, Ange?
Yes, we're good.
Okay.
I gotta keep, I'm sorry, Art, I gotta keep myself muted for a moment. So just keep talking because I'm working on this poll.
Okay. So generally what it means to be causing the matter is this idea that we can make a difference. And one of the ways we talk about it here is like, maybe a group happens here and then somebody would leave the group and complain that the group wasn't a very good group. They didn't get what they needed to get out of the group, that they were unfulfilled by the group or unsatisfied by the group, and that the group wasn't satisfactory or whatever they would say. And what we're suggesting is then that's the complaint. The complaint would be that the group wasn't good. And then you look at the complaint and you go, well, what'd you want? And you ask the question and you get a mindful breath and you sit and you look and you go, well, I wanted a good group. And then you see what you have to do to be causing the matter of creating a good group. You say, next time we have a group, I'm going to make a difference. I'm going to actually make people talk. I'm going to actually ask questions. I'm going to do something to improve the quality of the group. I'm going to be cause the matter of my own life and causing the matter of my relationships. You know, a big life is about being responsible for more stuff. The more you are responsible for, the more your life is going to be satisfying. But people have went the other direction. They don't want to be at fault for nothing. They don't want to take the blame for anything. They want off the hook for everything. And they want to have a big life, but they don't want the responsibility. To have a big life means you're on the hook for everything. The more you're on the hook, the bigger your life is. And I see people playing small. I see people saying, not my fault. Hey, the group wasn't bad because of me. And they want to look good and have a shitty group rather than risk it and have a good group. Risk it and have a good relationship. So being cause in the matter is about leaving everything you have on the field. Leaving it out there. I want to be used up by this. When I'm done, there's just going to be a bag of bones laying there. I want to be used up. I don't want to save anything. I'm going to give everything I got in every relationship. I'm going to give everything I got to this group. I'm going to give everything I got to the people here on Zoom. I'm going to leave it on the field. And the question is, are you even putting it out on the field? Are you even getting on the field? Or are you just sitting there with your arms crossed, waiting for the other person to change? And that's what it means to be causing the matter. Get fucking used up. Do something. Yell, scream, fight. Anything but complain. Anything would leave you, almost anything outside of complaint would leave you causing the matter. Anything. Kick, scream, say something, confront, do something. Sit there and complain. That's the only thing that makes you not causing the matter. It's the only thing that does nothing but makes people look okay doing nothing. And this going through our life with one relationship after another, one job after another failing, and then suggesting that it's not your fault. But yes, all those things still failed. Nobody gives a shit if it's your fault or not. Nobody cares. So that's what it means to be causing the matter. It means do something. Leave it out there. What was the other question?
Thank you for that. The other one was just values, like wondering what values to create in their family with their loved one in recovery.
That's easy. That's easy. What do you want to come back to you? That's easy. You want hard work in your family? You want hard work? You want your family to be hardworking? Then you better be hardworking. You want honesty to come back in your family? You better be brutally honest. You know, I see a lot of people want honesty. I've seen people raise kids and they say they want their kids to be honest, but I've seen them lie to their kids. You know, go up into the room, maybe take a few tokes of weed, not tell their kid they smoke weed, lie to their kid. The kid knows you're smoking weed. And now you want the kid to be honest with you and you're lying. You know, completely transparent as a parent. I don't care. What do you think you're protecting them from? I remember Bob Forrest's story. He didn't get told that he was his sister's son until he was 14 years old. What did they expect? Did they expect an honest person? They were lying to him. So we lie to our kids. We try to hide things. We act like they don't know. We say it's for their own good. We say it's to protect them. And then we want honesty as a value in our home. Not going to happen. You want honesty? You better be honest. You want hard work? You better be hardworking. You want people to keep their word to you? You better keep your word. So it's what you want back, coming back to you, and what you do to get that coming back to you. If you want it required, you better do it. And it starts with you. And you see that you're in a relationship with a person that doesn't have those values. Well, first, let's see, do you have them? Let's see if they think you have them. Let's see if they're even close. Now we can work on it. Now we can talk about it. Now we can keep our word to each other. Now we can talk about, hey, you want honesty? Okay, let's get completely honest with each other. Let's tell everything right now until there's nothing left to tell. Now let's start there. Do that. So everybody's seeming to want honesty, but what are you hiding in your life? What don't they know about you? What? Your fantasies? What? Your sex life? What are you hiding? You're lying. So what are you lying about? And if you got to lie, I've had them before. I hid my shit. But I got to a point where I wanted complete honesty. Then it takes everything. You got to clear out. You got to just clear out. You got to just say everything. You got to let everyone know everything. A lot of parents tell me that they want their kids to not go to the casino. They go to the casino. They want their kids to not go to the bar. They go to the bar. What the hell's going on? That's a shared value. They want their kids to be kind, but they're not being kind to their kid. A kid wants their mom to be honest with them, but doesn't be honest with his mother. It goes every way. Mom, why didn't you tell me what dad did? I don't know. What are you lying about right now? Goes both ways. So values is about what you want coming back to you and how you determine what it is that you're going to be first and then create that in your life. So simply put, that's it. Just figuring out what it is that you value and you want coming back at you. And then the deepest understanding that if you want it coming back at you, you got to be it. And these are things that have happened in my life that has generated this discussion about values. I didn't generally really look close. I didn't distinguish what my own were. And this is recent. I had to determine that when I go into a relationship, I'm going to make damn sure that the person I'm in a relationship with, whoever it is, we are going to share the same values. And if we don't, I'm out. It's not going to work. If you really believe in people keeping their word, but you're with a partner who doesn't keep their word, not going to work. If you believe in hard work and hard work is at your core and that's what you want is to work hard, and this person that you're with doesn't work hard, you're going to be miserable. If you believe in honesty and they don't tell you the truth, you're going to be miserable. You're going to be upset all the time. If you believe in, I want to thank Carrie for sending me the book. Carrie Burrows, thank you very much for the book. I'm reading it. It's a great book, and part I'm proud and I'm on it, and it is kind of a depressing topic. It's getting to be 45 years old or 50 years old or 60 years old, and learning that you can actually get healthier in that time in your life and prolong, this curve of going from like boom to dead. And so it's a little depressing, but they talk a lot in the beginning of this book about being in a relationship with a person who also values diet and exercise, and how important that would be to share that value. And so I thank you guys for the book. I really appreciate it. But that's there. It'd be tough going to the gym every day and working out and going on walks and then retiring with somebody that didn't want to walk and didn't want to go to the gym and didn't want to do anything and wanted to sit on the couch. That'll be tough. So they talk a lot about picking the right partner and about making sure you have it. And these are all shared value questions. Any questions, Ange?
Yeah, Jeff has a question. Can we
Okay.
get you unmuted, Jeff? Let's try it. It was causing some feedback before. Let's see if we can try this again.
Can you hear? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right. First of all,
Jeff,
yeah.
are there two devices? I got to mute you for a minute. Are there two devices in your household on right now? If there are, we need you to disconnect one of them.
Okay, we'll come back to him. We got Jeff here as a question.
Okay, great.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Oh, okay. Hold on one sec, Jeff. We'll come back to you.
Okay.
That's better, though, I think. We'll come right back to you. Okay, who do we got?
Jeff.
The other Jeff.
Yeah.
Maybe just
Talk to close.
Okay. Maybe clarify a little bit on that last slide that said considering termination when the values didn't line up. Are you suggesting that, like, for the parents out there that might have an addict kid, to, if their kid is having like a lack of values or whatever in their addiction, that the parent terminate that relationship with the kid? Or is there an understanding of the kid's condition to where we're not terminating that relationship with them? Or
Yeah, when I'm speaking about this, generally, I'm not speaking about somebody in active addiction.
Right.
I'm not saying that is a option when somebody's in active addiction. When somebody's in active addiction, what our recommendation will always be is to try to get them into treatment.
Right.
And then, because generally people just are not going to have our shared values when they're in active addiction. So that's a good question. And we're not saying consider termination of the relationship. We are, but there are strategies that can be employed that would mean we're not maybe speaking to the person all the time, or we're not in communication with them. So yes. But
that was a great clarification. That was actually something that came up in Mom's group last week. So good clarification.
Yeah. Yes, Bobby.
Do you want to go? Well, I was just gonna say it's not really a question, but I was someone that played the best victim. I was someone that created a character that was surviving, and I held on to that character. And the reason for the video that you guys all saw tonight, it was comical, and it was a lot of fun, but it was with the inspiration with what happens here, the inspiration to live a life, not the pursuit of happiness, but to just be in the moment and be happy. And like really, truly, it was Travis and Kyle, and Preston was amazing helping with the camera. Logan, thank you for helping, you know, pick the song. This house as a whole, as a community, it's not really a group, it's a community. And that's where the inspiration and the creation comes from. I don't consider this place treatment. I don't consider it sober living. And it's weird to say that I'm home. Like I go to my room and I go to bed because I'm home. I wake up. I don't know what a morning would be like not seeing Art and getting coffee with Art and seeing Travis show up and see the blue truck in the driveway. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm home. And it's weird because last time I was here, I missed my mom and I missed my family and I was a victim. You know, it was all about like, oh, I don't want to be in sober living for the holidays. And now it's like I want my family to come over here because this is where I am. This is where I found myself. And it's weird because like I watch so many people come to this place they want to stop doing drugs, and Art gives them the environment to stop doing drugs. He gives them what they want, but then he gives them what they need, which is a change in their heart. And that's what he did for me.
Talk about when you heard about the pursuit of happiness.
I pursued happiness my entire life. I did. I got tattoos, learned how to play guitar, and grew my hair out because I thought that's what got girls. You know, that's what I did. I pursued things. I never enjoyed anything. I just pursued things. It was get, do to be happy. And I was never happy in the moment. If I get this, then I'll be happy. If I do that, then I'll be happy. If I get this girl, if I, get this house, it was always if I did something happy. It wasn't until I realized that my happiness is now, and that being here is happiness. I'm not pursuing anything. I wake up next to my best friend right now. Kyle is my best friend. Art is my best friend. I spend every night talking till 11:30 and 12 about life.
Yeah.
And we're happy and we're smiling. Art and Kyle and Travis and Jeff and the whole house, and now Connor, I love Connor being here because he brings diversity into the group. And every walk of life that walks through these doors, you get the diverse background, and then you realize that we all want the same thing, which is happiness, but we're not pursuing it. We're not even leaving. We spend all day here and we're happy. And
what he meant, can you hear me? What he meant when he said it was, and what we heard, and what he heard was a slight snippet that kind of really gave him the inspiration. It was when Warner Earhart, he said it in one of his clips. Yeah. He said, the pursuit of happiness is the only guarantee against it. And he says, by accident, almost anything else might leave you happy. But the pursuit of happiness is the only guarantee against it. And that's a phenomenal realization when you come to it. And so that has helped Bobby a lot to stop pursuing happiness, just to stop trying to seek. And that's what this is. This is a seeking. What we do as drug addicts is we create a set of imaginary problems, and then we get high to get rid of our imaginary problems. And that's insanity. Is we make up a story in our head that sucks, and we hate the story, and we hate our story so much that we get high to eliminate the story that we created. A presupposing of a non-existent thing, seeking salvation from a non-existent thing. So we create a non-existent thing, and then we seek salvation from that non-existent thing. And that's drug addiction. Mm. And so, seeking and pursuing and running from ourselves, not learning how to be with ourselves. And that's the beauty of what is happening. If it's happening truthfully here, people are learning to be with themselves. Let's go to Jeff's question.
Beautiful.
Now.
All right, Jeff, let's try this again.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about before. So I could use a coaching moment. And I'll try not to get emotional. My husband has been in an active addiction now since before Christmas. It's not a relapse anymore. He has spent over $1,000 of our money. So I have no cushion now to pay the bills. He's lost his job. Doesn't help her around the house. He's staying in the guest room, and the guest room looks like a tornado hit it. It's like he doesn't even respect our home anymore. Now he says he wants a divorce, and his reasoning is because I called the police, and I called the police because I wasn't feeling safe in my own home, especially when he brought somebody else in here. And the police couldn't do anything because he brought the person in the home.
Mm-hmm.
Well, fast forward to tonight. He's home. He's upstairs, but he asked if he could have $100, and he said that he had to leave his laptop with somebody, which I bought him 2 years ago, and he needs to pay that person back or he's going to lose his laptop. And I told him, I don't have any money. The other day I got locked out of our own place. I left my keys in the house, got locked out, and I had to pay $360 to the locksmith, which left me with nothing. And I told him, even if I wanted to, I don't have the money. And he doesn't believe me. He wants to see the account tomorrow to make sure that I'm actually paying the T-Mobile bill, and I'm not lying to him. I'm just, I'm probably one of the worst enablers you'll ever meet in your life. I'm very lost right now. I don't know. I guess that's it. I tried to kind of condense everything, but yeah.
I want you to consider looking at the module that I put up there, and I want you to go right down to where you're in this relationship and you've made this commitment to your husband, and then a complaint shows up, and I want you to look right there where it says complaint, and I want you to know. I want you to see which side are you on.
Oh, I'm definitely the victim.
Okay, good. But you know what the other part of this is? That the only other thing that you ever are is a hero. And I want you to note that in your relationship between the two of you, it's very suspicious that one of you is always the victim and one of you is always the hero. And I want you to kind of look at that and understand it. And what it's going to take is one of the parties to figure out how to be cause in the matter. And so, like you said, you know, he did this and he does this and he's up in the spare room and this and this. You know, you're going to have to create a strategy. You're going to have to stop playing the victim and stop playing the hero and see what lies outside of that. If you stopped playing the victim and if you stopped playing the hero by accident, almost anything else would be better. But if you look and you see that, just don't do either one of those things and see what happens. For a second, don't play a victim, breathe, sit, and now don't play a hero after that. Now, what do you got to do? And I'll leave you that what you got, you know, you might not know. And that's why you need coaching and you need help. But I will just tell you that it's very suspicious that you're either the victim or the hero, and that people get in these roles, and then the problem keeps persisting because victim needs heroes, heroes needs victims, and it goes round and round. And you get the power.
Go ahead.
It feels very powerful when you're the hero. And it also feels very rewarding to be a victim.
There are people that care about me, friends, think that I need to change the locks. I need to get a restraining order. I need to do this, that. And I can't bring myself to that point.
Yep. Now, it's all there. It's because you don't practice mindfulness. You're not looking at the values. You're not adhering to your values. You're not practicing a way to look at your insecurities and see what drives you to be somebody's hero. Recovery on both sides. This isn't about recovery just for an addict. This is about recovering from enabling addicts. This is about saying, why do I do it? Why do I do these things? And why can't I stop myself from doing these things? Why don't I have the power to say no? Why can't I say no to this person when clearly what I'm doing is wrong? And that's where it takes individual recovery. And it takes you to have a practice. And I can't give it all you tonight, but I can just tell you that if you look at my module and you'll see, if you look at what we're doing here, you need a practice of mindfulness. You need to look at your values, and you need to figure out how to practice sticking to those things. And if you're going to play the game of relationship and you're not going to do it with mindfulness and you're not going to do it with any values, well, you're going to be a hero or a victim. That's just how it's going to work. You're going to play a role, and you're role playing. And each role has a purpose, and it switches. And one guy plays the victim, and one person says, poor me, you need to do for me, you need to solve my problem. And then the hero comes in to solve it. And both are sick. The hero's sick and the victim's sick because the hero can't say no. And so it takes recovery. Just like he needs to recover from drugs, you need to recover from heroics.
So good.
So that's it. And it always goes back to the module. I would join them for a group tomorrow at 11. They won't mind.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah. It's so awesome to see a coaching moment alongside this chart and using that chart. That was so awesome. It was so great. So Jeff, thanks for just being willing to,
thank you guys.
Coach there, because it was really, I already got a text from some that are feeling you and are right there with you. So we really appreciate that. And I know there's lots more.
Now, tell the heroes that texted you, I'm calling them out. I mean, he played the victim and the heroes texted in. And I'm telling you, if you're one of the people that texted and felt sorry for Howie.
No.
Or Jeff.
No, that's not what I meant. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean feel sorry for Jeff. I just meant.
How are they feeling him?
I mean, getting their own coaching through watching him be coached. That's what I meant. Like this moment was for them. It was really good.
Yeah. Shoot,
really good. Thanks, Jeff.
I don't buy shit. I don't buy none of it.
I
ain't buying it. Yeah.
So we have to do this poll here real quick. So let's do this poll real quick here, and then we might have time after that for one more question. But let's try this out. Now, this is the first time we're using this new poll system. So we started out the night asking. We're giving away a mug. Kristen, can you show off the mug again? One of our Battlefield mugs. And the winner's going to get this. And the question was, the team there at Rebuild came up with the question, and it was, who can give the best nickname for Jeff? Okay, so I got all the answers. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody, but everybody I could find on my phone, I got them all up here. So let's try this poll. Launch polling. Let's see how this works. Can you guys see that?
We can't see I can't read it. What is it? Jeff, read out loud. Travis?
Yeah, we can see it, Angie.
Okay, great. Maybe if I remove everybody's spotlight, maybe everybody can see it better. And so everybody click. There's going to be some option for you to click. Okay, let me read them. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me read them. So the answers were Brett Michaels from Poison.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Slick Watts. Gigolo Jeff.
Okay.
Harry Garcia.
Yeah.
Rex Kwon-Do from Napoleon Dynamite.
Yes.
It sounds like people know who all these are. Let me put them back on spotlight. Sunshine.
Yeah.
Charles Manson. Roaring Kitty.
Sunshine.
Guru with all caps, so I don't know if that means something.
Guru.
And then tie-dye tot. So everybody put your votes in. There's a way on your Zoom to actually vote. Votes are already coming in, but only 6, 7, 8. Okay, 9, 10, votes are coming in. So votes for the one you think, the answer you think is best. Let's give it a couple minutes or like 60 seconds.
I like Gigolo Jeff. That was
Gigolo Jeff?
Gigolo Jeff. Yeah.
I want to make a push for Sunshine. Get some more votes for Sunshine. Jeff, look this way, please. Yes, that's Sunshine, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Oh, Sunshine's winning now that Travis said that.
Oh, Travis.
Go with what you feel, y'all. Keep going. Gigolo Jeff is pretty darn good. Keep going. Keep going. That's in second place. Keep voting. Keep voting. There's 30, 31. We still have some people who haven't voted yet. We'll give it 30 more seconds.
Oh, God,
Okay.
Oh, no.
Keep going. Keep going. All right. Is this it? 66% of the people have voted so far. Let's see. Do we have some more?
Yeah.
All right. 10 seconds left. Okay. Last chance. We got Sunshine 30% of the votes, 24% of the votes is Gigolo Jeff. Any last minute votes? Let's go. Okay. And the winner is Sunshine. Let me refresh my memory on who said that. Judith, where are you, Judith? Let's find her. I'm gonna find you, Judith. There you are. Let's add you to the spotlight. And hey, Judith. And then yeah. All right, Judith, your very own Battlefield mug. Let's show it one more time. Kristen, we'll have it at the Kent house waiting for you when I get back from Florida. So we don't have any there right now, but I get back next week and I'll text you when we have it there waiting for you. Sound good? All right. Thanks for playing, everybody. All right, we've got about 5 minutes left. So if there's, Sherry Pennington, perfect. We'll close it down with Sherry's comments and then have Art's final words. Let's get you unmuted. Sherry Pennington, where'd you go?
I think I'm here.
There you are.
Yeah. So I think part of my comment is, I mean, this is one of those boom, drop the mic kind of nights. I think that the diagram is and the visual is super duper helpful. So, and I can see it in real practice. I can see it in my person, and it's amazing. So, the one thing maybe for Jeff Northwest, who was just talking there a second ago, is that the thing that helped us figure out how to start and how to get there is starting with the one-on-one coaching and the problem solving and knowing that there is hope and you have community to help you out. So I think that's I don't really have a question. That's maybe my statement of support there for Jeff, who's going through it right now. So
yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, for sure. Thanks, Sherry. And I'll see you tomorrow morning on Mom's Group. We'll hash out this chart some more now that it's been revised. So tomorrow morning, moms, 11 a.m., join us. All right, Art, you have your closing thoughts. We can wrap it up.
Yeah, I just want I've been on this probably this real thing happened for me where I saw the sickness and there seems to be generally one sickness going on throughout the people that we see, and it's this sickness of this victim thing that's going on and this hero thing that's going on, and it's happening in our society and it's happening in our homes. And do your part as a motto, and what are our values that we adhere to as a family have seemed to be gone out the window, and what we adhere to as a workplace or what we adhere to as a group of people in any way. And this reestablishment of accountability and making everyone be accountable for their own part, and saying there are no victims. There are no adult victims. That just isn't true. And to say the sickness seems to be coming because people want to save everybody. And people that want to save people need people to save. And that's just going on everywhere. And we're getting to the point where we're lacking leadership. We're in our homes, and we're lacking leadership in society, and we're lacking leadership on television. And we're looking for leaders. We're looking for people who can step up and say, you know what, I have a vision. You know, like I have something that I want to put out in the world. I want to enroll other people in this vision, and I want to make people feel accountable and feel good and valuable again. And going back to this thing about values, and going back to this understanding of where the sickness has gotten us. In our families, it gets sick because right when addiction shows up, there becomes a victim and a hero, and we all just keep switching roles. We all just keep going back and forth. Today, I'm the victim of my addict, and then tomorrow I'm his hero. And today the addict is a victim of his family. And then tomorrow they're just gone and they're getting high and they're out the window. And then somebody else steps up to be a hero. And basically when everybody comes to me, what you have to first do is you have to stop all the heroics. You have to stop thinking that you can just handle shit as a family and save everyone. Drug addiction is the only condition that a layman, a normal person, a person that works at Boeing, a person that drives a truck, a person that has a construction company seems to think that they can solve. They seem to think they can solve it. It's the only condition that I've seen more grandmothers attempt to invite someone to their home to solve their addictions, as if that was the problem. And so kids are moving to their grandmothers, and the grandmother is going to be a hero, and they're moving to their brothers because their brother is going to be a hero, and they're going to go stay in Montana because that place is going to be a hero. And there's no accountability. There's nobody saying, hey, wait, we don't know what we're doing. And if you just look at this chart and you say, I don't want to be a victim and I don't want to be a hero, anything else might be effective. Anything else you do might be effective. So we get to this point where we want to be cause in the matter, but we can't be a victim and we can't be a hero. What we have to do is we have to inspire and enroll. So leadership is about a vision. It's about creativity. It's about saying, I'm not going to play this role. I'm going to actually be calm, practice mindfulness, breathe, create a strategy for improvement in whatever relationship I am in. I'm going to see the complaint. I'm going to take a breath, and then I'm going to create a strategy of improvement to actually negate the complaint. And what I'm going to do is just look at it over and over. And every time I see the complaint, I turn the dial to opportunity, and I shift it a bit. And every complaint is an opportunity to lead. So with every complaint is an opportunity to lead. But this is big, and it takes work. And it takes actually every time becoming a better person. Complaining takes nothing. It makes you smaller. It makes you more a victim. It makes you less responsible. And you just continue to get alone. And you continue to get miserable and bitter. And this dial is just switched a little bit. And it turns a victim into a leader. And I think that's what our society needs. Our houses need. It's what this house needed. And it's what this house has now. And if anybody wants to come over and join us for coaching or join us for IOP on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, you're going to feel it. You can come here and you can feel what it feels like to be around positive energy of people doing their part and creating and leading each other. And it's a beautiful thing to see, and it'll make you cry being here. Makes me cry being here. So I really, really encourage everyone to look at this chart, talk about it. This is what we're going to teach off of. This is what we're going to see. And we're turning victims into leaders. And it's a beautiful process. So once again, it was an honor for everyone to come into here and for us to come into your homes. And thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you, Art. Thank you, Rebuild Crew. That was beautiful. Good night, everybody. We will